87% of the planet hate what they do. Look in the mirror. Most of you, don't like what they see. Not just because you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're bald, you're gray, whatever. It's because you know what you could have been. That's just one kid. He's 28 years old. $125 million. What were you fucking doing at 28 years old? I've only got 3 regrets in my life. 3. 1, I'm a combat-trained Army officer who never saw combat. That's just the way it was during the Vietnam War. 2, I yelled at my mother the day before she died. I said, Mom, you're not sick. God damn it, you're not going to fucking die. Next morning, she's dead. And 3, I didn't set my goals high enough. Not because I missed my son's soccer ball. Not because I missed my daughter's prom. That's all rubbish. That's not what you say when you're about to die. And you whisper in your wife's ear or your son's ear or whoever's going to give the eulogy, I regret the things I didn't do. I coulda, I woulda, I shoulda. I will do whatever it takes. And when I say I'll do whatever it takes, I fucking mean it. I know how to get you to the top of the podium at the Olympics. Not for a bronze medal, not for a silver, but for a fucking gold. If we're not going for gold, don't waste my time. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. But Bill Gates doesn't hang. Steve Jobs, who I knew, didn't chill. Warren Buffett doesn't hang. Elon Musk doesn't hang. Would you want your children to be like your 2 best buddies, or 2 best gal friends, whatever you call them? Would you? Probably not. Would you even want your children to be like you? Probably not. So why is there so little being done about it? If I were to judge you by the guys you chill with, you hang with, how would I judge you, young man? How would I judge you, young lady? I'd probably judge you a dipshit. You hang out with monkeys, what happens? Your life becomes a fucking circus. Now, with the greatest respect, kids, this is not Barnum and Bailey circus. You only have one time to make a first impression. The first impression is how you look. Now, I already know how I look, and you know how I look as well. Second impression is when you open your mouth. Most of you, with the greatest respect, can't speak properly. You stutter, you mumble, you sweat, and I can go on and on. So you can go where there are people that you want to be with. You find somebody that is, and my whole basis is mentorship. Find somebody that is where you want to be 20 or 30 years from now, and go to him or her now. I had the presence of mind to be attracted to some very, very famous, very wealthy people in my 50-year career, and I went after them to, not for money, not for anything like that, but I just wanted them to talk to me and to share their wisdom. And today, people are afraid. We've had mentees in the last couple of years that actually got through to Bill Gates. You can't stop trying. If you wanted to be a world-class athlete, where would you go? A world-class coach, right? In the 90s, the kids really were looking towards the future. Now I go back and I go to schools, and now they just want to chill and play video games. And every beating I got from my dad, I deserved it. 20 more. Because he only beat me for what I got caught. If the nuns caught me, they beat me. If the priests caught me, they beat me. And then my dad would come back into town and he beat me because they didn't beat me enough. First, self-esteem is built the first 7 or 8 years of life. Who are you around the first 7 or 8 years of life? Mom, maybe dad, older brother, uncle, a grandmother, right? What the hell do they know about building self-esteem? We knew our parents told us crap. We listened out of politeness, myself included, out of fear in my case. But now kids, your dad, a dad will tell his son or a daughter, and they'll just say, that's rubbish. Dad's talking shit. Why is he telling us that? What are you going to tell your grandchildren and your children 20 years from now when the greatest transformation of wealth occurred? What were you doing, Grandpa? What were you doing, Dad? Would you have your thumb up your ass? What are you going to tell them? You had your thumb up your ass. It may have been covered with Old Geneva or New Geneva, but you had your thumb up your ass. Okay, and if you want to build self-esteem, deal with people that have high self-esteem. Now, it's not likely Elon Musk is going to have coffee with you. Maybe. It's not likely that Warren Buffett's going to have coffee with you. Self-esteem is what most of your parents didn't give you. It's a form of self-confidence. It's a form of self-awareness. Well, it's the least informed thing that our parents know anything about. When I get parents and they say, I didn't know any better. You don't know what you don't know. I did what my parents did to me. Did is the operative word. I did what my parents did to me. Now, what kind of teaching structure is that? Most parents aren't capable of creating high-performance kids unless you're Andrew Agassi and Steffi Graf. I mean, those kids are going to be high performers in one way or another because they're both world champions. And so self-esteem is the bedrock of high performance. It's the bedrock of everything. And it's the least thing that is taught in school.
So what can you do to build self-confidence and self-esteem?
Why do you think you're going to have it? Why? Because you deserve it? I don't think so. You deserve what you get in life by working hard. Our kids got out of, and they went to great schools. When they got out of school, I said, I am hard. Olympic athletes say, you're as hard as my Olympic coach was when I won 2 gold medals. That's the kind of person you want in your life. Not somebody that agrees with you. Not somebody that says, it's all right, you can try again. You're only 26. You've got the rest of your life. That's crap. Now look at all these people in their 30s, 40s. Somebody told them that bullshit 25 years ago. Now look at them. Just look around the goddamn table you're sitting with. And I don't even have my glasses on. I see bald heads, gray hair. Be the first in the building and the last to leave. And my daughter says, Daddy, that's the janitor. The guy that cleans the floor. I said, yes, honey. 5 months into her first job, she said, the chairman of the company, big company, said, whose light is that up there? Well, that's Kelly Pena's. What is she? She gets to work at 5 o'clock, and then he's leaving. Whose light is that at 11:15 at night? Well, that's it's still Kelly Pena. If you're in sales, make 300 cold calls a day. 300 cold calls a day.
300 cold calls a day.
Correct.
Will it still work?
Oh,
Nowadays?
absolutely.
Yeah.
We got kids doing it right now.
Question.
We even got some lazy Dutch kids doing it right now.
Just pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Make
And
a
I
call.
mean, for a Dutch kid, 24 years old, to make 20 cold calls a day, there's nobody teaching sales in this country that I'm aware of that tells you to make 300 cold calls a day. In fact, there's nobody on the planet that I'm aware of that tells you to make 300 cold calls a day. I had a guy just do a $50 million deal. He said, Dan, if you had just told me I was 2,000 cold calls away from my first deal, I would have sent you a check for 20 grand and said thank you, and I wouldn't have come to the castle. I believe in God, yeah.
I think he
I have no
helps you.
proof. Neither do you. I have no proof, but I have faith.
Faith.
And that's one of the missing things from your, not a journey, because life's not a journey. A journey are for meatheads. Life is find somebody who you want to be like and follow what he did. Just like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle did 2,500 years ago. So I modeled very successful people, and that's what the whole program is based on. But I believe, and the kids that are the most successful, whether they're the lazy Dutch kids that I poke fun at, or everybody else, they have faith. But most of you don't have, I say generally speaking, most of you don't have faith in yourself. You have low self-esteem, low self-confidence. You look like shit. You dress like shit. And you blame it on the 21st century, the reason why you dress the way you do. 25 years ago, if you come to a seminar like this, you'd all be wearing suit and tie. 40 years ago, the women would be wearing hats. Dress, if you want to get money from banks, dress like the president of your country. Unless you're from Pakistan or India or something, dress like the president or the prime minister of your country. You only have one time to make a first impression, kids. You're coming looking like some of you, I wouldn't give you a fucking toilet pick. Most of you, I'd be embarrassed the way you're dressed. But see, Michael didn't bring me here to make, if I leave here with anybody liking me, I fail.